the most wonderful time of the year. Wait, stop. Is it really? Wait a minute. Is it really the most wonderful time of the year? That's what the Hallmark cards say. But in reality, you can't stand your too-perfect sister-in-law, can you? And Grandpa's new wife is younger than the youngest grandchild. So how do you sit down at Christmas dinner and keep your cool? Our therapists are handling your holiday hassles. Great day starts now. Great Day Houston. Okay, as they say, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your family. But if you get anxiety, every time you hear the doorbell ring, it's the gift that keeps on giving, your family. You know them, you love them, but sometimes the people closest to you cause the biggest headaches. And here to help you navigate through family matters this holiday season, please welcome our licensed therapists, Shayna Lewis and Emily deAyala, and relationship expert, Dr. Gabrielle Morrissey. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
And if you have a question or a comment for our panel, you can call us now. The number is 713-284-1055, 713-284-1055, or post your questions on our Facebook page, and we'll get to those throughout the show. Okay, so they say it's the most wonderful time of the year, and it can be the most wonderful time of the year, but when we read those Hallmark cards, what happens is there's this reality that's been set in fantasy land, and then there's reality, real reality, right? So I guess that's one of the things we need to keep in mind, first of all, is that somebody else's idea of something is not all of our idea of something.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think the holiday season gets very commercialized, and we can easily lose what this is really supposed to be about, which is family.
Right. No, it's about gifts.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, you're right.
Right. And then from a child's perspective, too, we get confused when it comes into, like, how much we love somebody. We want to show them how much we love them, and with children, oftentimes we think it's a dollar attached to that.
Absolutely. I think, you know, as an adult looking back on my childhood, I really don't remember a lot of the toys that I got. I think a pogo stick stands out. I don't even know if they still make those. That one stands out. But really thinking back, it's that every year we would do this homemade cookie recipe that had been in our family for generations. And so those are the memories I have, are sitting down and making this cookie recipe and decorating them. And so I think creating those kinds of traditions are really important, because that's what they remember at the end of the day.
I remember the sour cream and onion dip. Do you remember that, right? With the Ruffles potato chips? Still make it today. All right. And then, Gabrielle, too, the other thing is, of course, when you say family, it's like, just because your family, as we say, you can pick your friends, you can't pick your family. Just because your family doesn't mean you automatically get along.
No, and I think one of the, you definitely, even the closest families can be tried at a busy, stressful time, like the holiday season at the end of the year. And I think it's really important to pay attention to time, because it's time that makes us frazzled, but it's time that we're meant to be sharing. So even if we don't get along or you do get along, I think it's very important to not get too caught up in all of the events you have to go to and all the shopping you have to do and the have to.
And take it out on everybody else.
And yes, when actually, you know, when you go Christmas shopping, you say, I'll have one of those for Billy and one of those for me and one of those for Deborah and another one for me.
It goes like this. One of those for Billy and two of those for me.
It's
That's
same
how you
about
make it
time.
to the holidays, right?
It's the same about time.
And of course, the other thing is, I remember one of my friends saying, she goes, if I don't get along with my sister any other time of the year, why am I supposed to do it one time a year? And so sometimes we feel like we're forcing people together, and you think there's expectations of how you're supposed to be, and I think that heightens the anxiety and then heightens the anger as well. So just know, show up, play your role, and we'll get through some things. Okay, so we want to talk about various issues. As we said, go ahead and post it on our Facebook page, or give us a call, and we'll try to help you work through some things. But I'm going to go to one of our viewer questions here. Sarah says, I am newly married. My husband and I both have parents who are divorced and remarried. They all want to see us for the holidays. We can't be at 4 places at one time. Any advice? Because they say, we all want to see you for the holidays, but you will be at our house for the Christmas dinner, won't you? Right? So that's just a reality we face in this country. There are many divorced parents, many kids who are forced to choose.
Right, and you know, having to choose seems so unfair, because it doesn't equate how much I love you if I'm at your home for Christmas or not. And I think it's important that you, especially if you're married, if this is a couple that that's married, that you decide together what you're going to do and not feel pressured or guilted into being at one place as opposed to another. But be on the same page as a couple about what you choose to
or
do
start
for the
new
holidays.
traditions. You
Or
get
start a
Christmas
new
Eve, you get
tradition.
Christmas, you get next
Exactly.
year, right?
Exactly.
Or get them all together if you can. But you know, the other thing too is when you have like newly married couples,
Right.
and so sometimes we don't talk about that until it rolls around. And it's like, ooh, uh-oh.
And then what?
Right, right.
You know, I think one of the reasons why there's so much pressure on the holiday season is because as a whole, throughout the rest of the year, families aren't spending as much time together as they used to. And so I think maybe making a conscious effort to spend more quality time with, you know, different family members or the different sets of in-laws throughout the year will take a little bit of that pressure off. And, you know, even if you have to lie and say you drew a name out of a hat and then next year you'll, you know, switch it up, then do what you have to do, but it doesn't have to be this big ball of stress.
Yeah. Okay. Christina says, my sister-in-law and I don't get along. She's hosting our family Christmas at her perfect house with her perfect children. I don't want to cause any drama. Should I just not go? And I've seen this situation before where it's like no matter what you do, it's like you just feel inadequate. And a lot of that comes from childhood. It didn't just start with the holidays, did it?
Absolutely.
And the comparing, you know, it instead of being collaborative and beautiful, it becomes competitive and difficult. And I think you have to see the larger picture. So the question, I mean, that's very black and white. Do I go and just put up with her perfection, or do I just not go at all? And there's a lot of options in between those two extremes.
Yeah.
And some of them are more mature, and some of them are less mature but very fun.
We have to look at ourselves. When we get so upset about something, that, especially when no one else sees it, right? We have to ask ourselves, what am I upset about? Is it because I think my mom thinks the sister-in-law is better? Is it because I don't think I rise to any occasion? Is this my issue, or is it really the sister-in-law's issue? Okay, so Ashley says, my aunt is always comparing me to her daughter and her success. It's like whatever I do isn't good enough. It's not a competition. How do I handle this without causing a big fight? You know, it's always, and especially those people that the under the breath thing, like you have Thanksgiving at your house, for example, and it's like, oh, this turkey, I'm a little dry. A little dry, it's okay, we'll just get double scoops of gravy. I don't mean any harm, I'm just joking, right? That type of thing.
But I think you have a choice. We always have a choice to what we attend to and how we allow things to affect us. If we choose to get upset about certain things, then it was a choice we made. No one makes us mad. No one makes us
It's a great lesson to teach our kids, but boy, it's so tough.
It is. It is, but we choose that. And so you, as a grown-up, you get to decide, how do I want to react and respond? How do I want to spend this time? Upset or angry or enjoying myself?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a really good point, to go in prepared. So have had this conversation with yourself or your partner before you land in the situation. So instead of going knowing, oh, it's going to be awful, she's going to be like this, focus on yourself. Okay, it might be awful. How am I going to handle it before I get there?
Yeah, bring your own bottle of wine.
There you go. I was just going to say, I think practicing some basic mindfulness. You know, you don't want to stuff your feelings and pretend that they don't exist. You also don't want to allow them to completely overwhelm you. So I think, you know, noticing the anger and then making a choice to move on from it and try to enjoy yourself the best you can.
And just keep repeating in your head, it's the most wonderful time of the year. All right, we have some audience members who have some questions, and we'll get to those when we come back. Our panel is sticking around to answer more of your questions as well. Call us now or post them on our Facebook page. We'll be right back.